So you're headed to the MedEvil Times Dinner and Tournament? Check out this video.
Okay, so you're considering going to the MedEvil Times Dinner Tournament, or you've been before and you just kind of wanted to check it out. Here's our quick review and rundown of things to expect and some tips that we've kind of found along the way that hopefully help you out. So first thing what you want to do is you want to find your tickets. So you just go to their website, pick whichever state you're in, the location that's nearest you. We did Buena Park because we're in Southern California. And I went and found the date that we wanted to go, the showtime we wanted to go. Typically gonna spend around $70 per person. I use Honey. This is not sponsored. I know you see that all over the place on YouTube, but this is not sponsored by Honey, but we use Honey. And I was able to get the ticket admission prices down to like 42 bucks a person. And then it showed me a list of 4 different packages. So what we did is we did the celebration upgrade just because I didn't care about a group photo. I liked the idea of having VIP access and I wanted a slice of cake. So when you first arrive, just follow the signs. They actually block off part of their parking lot because they rotate different shows every night. Typically they have 1 or 2 different shows. So they try and block off one parking lot for the other. Shouldn't have any problems parking. We found a spot just like that. And then you walk up to the entrance. You can arrive about 90 minutes before your show starts. We arrived about 75 minutes before our show started. It was about a 10-15 minute line just to be able to access the building. Here's where they're gonna get you your VIP passes if you have it. If not, you're gonna have to go to the general admission line. Then you walk up to the VIP entrance. This is where they're gonna give you your color, crown. They're gonna get you your vouchers for your photos, as well as vouchers for cake if you have that, as well as you're gonna get your seat section, not your seat assignment, just your seat section. So I wanna be clear here, there's no matter what package you book, you're not getting an assigned seat, you're getting an assigned section. So it's kind of based on first come, first serve once they open up the doors right before showtime. So you're not gonna have row 2, seat 17. It's gonna be, you have row 2, and whoever arrives first in row 2 goes all the way to the end, and then kind of shuffle and funnel people through that way. Once you kind of get your assignment and your section, everything figured out, they're gonna now, if you have VIP, they're gonna take you to where the photos are at. You have someone who kind of shows you a pamphlet of all the options that you can take, and we picked the dragon. They even have props, which is kind of cool. So we had some swords, I think, and an axe, and we were, attacking the dragon. Once we were done with that, they then gave us an option to enter the museum. I think it's like $2 or $3 per person to go through. We went ahead and did that. Pretty much it's a museum of all the torture devices used back in medieval times. Quite grotesque, but it's interesting at the same time. And since we had 75 minutes to kill, that's kind of what we did. Then they have this nice, beautiful courtyard outside that leads into this big building that is kind of the waiting area. That's where they'll actually do some knighting. So a lot of kids did this. You can pay extra. They'll have a crowd around and someone will go around and knight these kids in front of everyone. This is where you can request your announcements. So they have a section during the actual show where they crank out 50 different messages.
Happy 12th birthday to Queen Sophia Solis.
You can buy different swag, different shirts. You can buy their banners and different flags that you have for your color. They have the bathrooms out there. They have the eating area out there. And then they also have the stalls for the horses with these glass windows. You can actually watch some of the horses that are either gonna perform that night or just resting. So that's kind of cool. You can actually watch them before the show. About 10 minutes before showtime, that's when they actually open up the doors to go through. But they don't let anybody through. So they first start with VIP. You have 1 VIP entrance, which I think there's like 2, 4, I think there's like 6 doors. And what they'll do is they'll line everybody up and everyone kind of huddles up around those entrances, and then they're gonna call your color. So they may start with green. So all the people that are green, they kind of funnel into the stadium, the auditorium, and then they have to walk around all the way to green, and then they go down to their seats. So they're row 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever their seating is, and then they go into their seats. It's kind of a little unorganized because they'll call multiple colors right after the other, and there's just a bunch of people funneling in those 4 or 6 doors, or how many there are. And it's a little chaotic when you first get seated. Once you're seated though, you have a waiter that is just dedicated to your section, and they'll go through and ask you your drink. They'll take your drink order. They'll first bring out some tomato soup with some French bread, and then after you eat that, they'll come out and bring you like a half a chicken, which was decent. It wasn't bad. It's very bland, so don't expect high quality food here. And then they brought out probably the worst corn on the cob I've ever had in my entire life. I'll just be real. Think retirement home. That's probably a good depiction. Think retirement food without silverware, and that's what you got out here. Towards the end, they'll get you an option for tea or coffee, and they'll give you a slice of cake. If you have the celebration package like we did, they also give you another slice of cake, and it's a little bit better because it has frosting on it. So once the show starts, it's kind of fun. You get your night, and pretty much your whole entire section roots for that night. We had the yellow night, and we were rooting for them hard. We were like, yeah, go for it, you know? So it's kind of cool. It's kind of like you have your team bonding, your whole section kind of comes together, and you boo all the other teams. It's kind of barbaric in a sense, but it's kind of a fun little environment. Overall, it's a really fun experience. Pretty much the whole show, you're rooting for your team's color, your knight's color, and you're watching them perform on horses, you're watching them joust and fight and sword fight, you're watching some horses perform and do tricks, you're watching a hawk fly around. They have a cool story overall. It's a fun experience. It'd be cool for like a kid's birthday. It'd be fun for maybe a quick date night, but it's not something you want to go year after year. I feel like it kind of gets old. Okay, so a couple practical tips. If you need to go to the bathroom, try and go before the show, just because it's more of a movie theater style seating with a table there, so it's really a tight fit. And if you're sitting in the middle, it's gonna be really obnoxious to have to climb out and get out. You're really gonna, like, to really get out, you're gonna either have to climb over the chair, or you're gonna have to have people stand up so you can exit. It's a really tight fit. So you wanna make sure you try and go to the restroom before, because once the show starts, it's really inconvenient and obnoxious to be able to have to get up and go. Another thing to keep in mind is kids 3 and under are free, but I would not put a toddler on my lap. It's such tight seating as is. I would only have like an infant, newborn baby. That's something you probably could handle, but if you're putting a toddler on there, they're gonna be way too squirmy. It's, I think, a 2-hour show, so you are gonna be sitting for a long time. Hopefully one of those tips will help you when you go. If you're considering on the fence about going, I would definitely say it's worth experiencing this. If you can get discounted tickets, I think if you're spending 70 bucks a pop, it's not worth it. Hey, if we missed something, let us know in the comments below. Or if you've been before, let us know your favorite part. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, and stay tuned for our next video.